Alright, hell yeah. So today we're going to do a vertical line on a calculator. This is the TI-84 Plus. And booyah. So you just need an equation of a line. Now it's kind of a trick. Like obviously you can't make a vertical line with a slope of infinity. So we're just going to make our slope 10 to the 6. And so we're going to say that this line, it has to go through, you know what I mean, somewhere on your page that makes sense. And if you're just trying to make a line like, hey, this is the line X is equal to 1/10. So, you know what I mean, this is going to be the x-axis, y-axis. Right here is going to be 1 in the x direction. I'm just saying the length of this beam is 1 meter. And so I have a spot right here at 9/10 of a meter, and a point right here at 1/10. I want a vertical line right there, and I want a vertical line right there. You know what I mean? If you just had just a generic x, y. Maybe you want a vertical line at x is equal to 5. You know what I mean? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I just want a vertical line right there. Same thing. We're going to do y is equal to mx plus b. We're going to put a slope hella. That's going to be 10 to the 6. Now we just need to find our y-intercept. And that might be confusing because you're just like, well, I have a vertical line, don't I? Well, what we're doing is just a vertical line just for a calculator. We just want to see a vertical line. I just want to have it be useful. It's not going to be accurate. If I'm trying to get the intersection of a point that's not right on this x-axis, it's going to be slightly wrong. And so maybe I want to up this to 10 to the 10. You know what I mean? That's probably the biggest slope you can put into a calculator of this size. But yeah, I just want a visual break. So this is a material mechanics problem where you have beam deflection. And there's going to be an equation for the deflection of this beam. But what happens is you get interruptions, like this load and this load, and you get 3 equations. You get an equation, so let's come over here. You get an equation for, you know what I mean, 0 to 1/10 a meter. You get an equation from 1/10 to 9/10, and you get a third equation from 9/10 to 1 meter. And so on this graphing calculator, we have 3 curves. We have the red one in the middle, a black and a blue. And so the blue will be on that far left side. The black is only useful on this far right side. And then we have a magenta line vertical right at x is equal to 1/10, and a green line at 9/10. Alright, so hell yeah. So let's get into figuring out how to put these equations in. So the magenta line is slope of 10 to the 6, x, and then I just have my b value. So how do I solve for that? Now I wouldn't memorize it, but you can just be like, hell yeah. And sorry I did this. I've made this video twice. One was horrible. So we have y is equal to the slope, hella, 10 to the 6, x. And then we want where you want your line. That's going to be 1/10. I'm going to put that in there. And then I'm just going to multiply by 10 to the 6 again. So I think I might be able to memorize that, but it's just 2 steps to actually do the algebra and get the correct equation. Now, like I said again, this is a vertical line. It should have a slope of infinity. You know what I mean? It should not cross the y-axis. But we're giving it a hella slope, and a positive slope. So this is a slope of 1. This is a slope of positive hella. But check it out. It's still positive. And so it's still going to cross the y-axis, but it's going to cross the y-axis way down here. Now you could choose to give it a hella negative slope. But I don't know. I think if that's the first thing I'm working with, I'm just going to say, cool, positive, and then maybe realize that, oh yeah, my b value is going to be negative. It's going to be cross this y-axis, but hella down there because I gave it a very vertical. So now let's go through that. So here's the general equation for a line. Y is equal to mx plus b. And I like to rearrange this equation to solve for b. That's going to be b is equal to y minus mx. And we might want to write this again as b is equal to some value of y minus the slope, some value of x. So we're going to input our x and y points. And so we need to find a point on this vertical line. And let's go to where it crosses the x-axis. And so that's going to be 1/10, and then the y direction is going to be 0. So that's literally the only point on this line that's accurate, since we gave it a hella slope but not vertical. But, you know, a vertical line going through this point would go through that point, so that's where we're going to take our point. So our point is xy. The x is going to be 1/10. The y direction is going to be 0. So let's plug that into this equation. So our y-intercept, where we know it's going to cross this y-axis, is going to be this equation. That's going to be b is equal to this point, y1, minus our slope of 10 to the 6th, times this point, 1/10. So we have 0 minus our hella slope, 10 to the 6th, times 1/10. And so we get this as our y-intercept. It's going to be negative 10 to the 6th times a 10th. Cool, that's where it's going to intercept the y-intercept. And you can see that, hell yeah, you know what I mean? If we want our vertical line at 1, it's going to intercept the y-intercept at negative 10. Negative 10 to the 6. Because if I'm way down here at 10 to the 6, I said my slope is over 1 up 10 to the 6. So it's always useful to do those types of things if you're able to mentally. Else, just go for the algebra. So hell yeah, so that's going to be our y-intercept. And now we can craft our equation. It's going to be y is equal to mx plus b. So we have y is equal to 10 to the 6x minus that y-intercept. So it's minus 1/10, 10 to the 6th. And again, it's that 10 to the 6th again, minus where you wanted your line. You know what I mean? This is representative of an equation, vertical equation, x is equal to 1/10. All right, hell yeah. So this one, same thing. We want the equation of a line in form of y is equal to mx plus b. We know it's not a vertical line. You know what I mean? We're making it as vertical as possible for our calculator. So hell yeah, our slope's going to be 10 to the 6th. We want to find that y-intercept. So rearrange the equation and throw in a point. Our point is going to be x is equal to 9/10. Our y value is going to be 0. So sweet. So we're going to have this equation. Our y-intercept is equal to 0 minus our slope, 10 to the 6th, times our x value of 9/10. All right, booyah. And so we get our y-intercept of, I just rearranged these, negative 9/10, 10 to the 6th, to kind of fit this equation. All right, so now let's craft our equation. It's going to be y is equal to mx. Oops, get an x in there. All right, so we have our slope of 10 to the 6th times our x minus our y-intercept, 9/10, 10 to the 6th. All right, holy hell. So anyway, so hell yeah, that's what we have here. So we graph two vertical lines on a calculator.